They look just like us, but at the same time, they differ from us. Some exceed us in intelligence. Others have extraordinary powers. Some with sharper sight or highly sensitive hearing. But what is the nature of these amazing abilities? Are they innate? Or can anyone develop them? These three have long been considered brainiacs at school. Each of them is called a prodigy, a truly talented and gifted child. But what do scientists think? To remember everything? Will Maxim manage to prove that his memory skills are unique? How quickly and precisely will the 10-year-old remember and reproduce fragments of verses unknown to him?
I think 3.5 minutes will be enough.
3 minutes.
And a half.
Ni hao, math. Will 11-year-old Adam solve difficult mathematical problems in his head correctly and give his answer in flawless Chinese?
求减263.
Checkmate. Will 13-year-old Sarah confirm her reputation as Russia's best junior chess player? How will her competition against two adult grand masters end?
I enjoyed this game.
Who will be able to show their talents under our expert scrutiny? Whose abilities will pass the test of science? And finally, who will be recognized as the most gifted child? How can you tell that your child is really gifted? Scientists say it's enough to take a closer look at what they love to do. The gift doesn't appear from nowhere. It always develops on the basis of the child's favorite pastime. If your son or daughter displays outstanding interest in one or several kinds of activity and is really striving for knowledge, your kid is truly gifted. However, you should keep in mind that in every specific case, this quality may display itself in different ways. Scientists identify at least 5 kinds of child giftedness. The first is intellectual giftedness. These are so-called high achievers, with a developed intellect, profound knowledge, and the ability to gain this knowledge themselves. The second is artistic giftedness. It's easy to figure out that in this case, children are fixed on various types of art. Creative giftedness is number 3. It involves the ability to produce original work and a specific view on life. Scientists also identify sports giftedness and social giftedness. The latter implies outstanding organizational and leadership skills. The participants of today's program have differed from their peers since they were children because they had unusually high intelligence skills. Despite their young age, they've already achieved a lot, each in their own sphere of interest. Today, they've come here to prove that they are rightly called prodigies. Let's welcome them.
Hello, my name is Maxim Sarakhanov. I'm 10 and I'm from Astana. I love logical problems. Besides that, I'm fond of sports. I do artistic gymnastics and I love skiing.
Maxim is a versatile person who is easily carried away. However, most of his free time he spends developing his memory and training in mental arithmetic. Sometimes he memorizes difficult fragments of text or long sequences of numbers just for fun. Give him your phone or card number, and you can be sure this information will be stored in Maxim's memory. The young fan of mnemotechnics himself says that a special algorithm helps him memorize any scope of information accurately.
Well, let's take the simplest option. I mean pictures. Each picture represents a word, a butterfly, a ball. I mean something like a butterfly sat on the ball and got smashed. For example, yet it's much easier to remember than just words. As for numbers, each number is a specific letter for me. So again, I form some words from these letters and I make up a new story again.
Making up funny stories to memorize important information helps Maxim in his studies. His phenomenal memory helps him to do complicated calculations in his head.
I often take part in various skills contests at school and most often take first or second place. I'm an A student, but I'm not sure I'm the best at math. My latest result is that now I can multiply 5-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers in my head.
Well, Maxim, let's see. What is 13,321 by 4?
13,321 by 4, 53,284.
And the answer is correct. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. All tasks in our program are made up by our competent jury. By the way, let me introduce our jury to you. Alexander Prokofiev is a doctor of education and a candidate of physical and mathematical sciences, head of the Department of Higher Mathematics at the National Research University of Electronic Technology, and a math teacher at school number 1557. Victoria Yurkevich is a candidate of psychological sciences, a professor in the Department of Developmental Psychology on the Educational Psychology faculty at the Moscow State Psychology Pedagogical University, and a gifted children expert. Svetlana Chabanova is a candidate of psychological sciences, assistant professor in the Department of Developmental Psychology on the Psychology faculty at Moscow State University. Right now, we'll find out what intellectual tests our experts have got for Maxim.
Hello,
Hello, Maxim.
Hello, Maxim.
I'm ready to demonstrate my abilities. I'm ready.
Well, great. Now you'll have to memorize 5 small quatrains. Well, these are real quatrains written by famous poets. The task is not going to be easy as these quatrains are not simple at all. Remember that you only have 5 minutes to memorize them. Like that. Ready?
Well, we'll note the time and you can start. Yes? Go.
The quatrains are not as easy as they seem. Yes, here we have quite famous fragments of Alexander Pushkin's Prisoner or Sergei Yesenin's To Kochelov's Dog. However, most of these verses are not on the school's program. For instance, Nikolai Gumilov's Flowers Don't Live in My Home, or a quatrain from Alexander Tvardovsky's Doesn't Age Your Beauty. We also have Anna Akhmatova's I've Learnt to Live Now Wisely and Simply.
I'm ready.
Ready?
I memorized it.
Great. Can you remember the first verse?
Have a go at it. Only 8 rows of books, silent, heavy volumes, are guarding century-old fatigues, like 8 rows of teeth.
Well done.
Well done. How about the third one?
I come back home, the fluffy cat will wake and lick my palm while purring rather sweetly, and on the turret on the sawmill by the lake.
Yes, correct.
Well done. And now number 5.
Okay. It's a great honor for the girl to become young in the field beside you. It's no wonder they sing your glory. Your beauty never ages.
Well done. Could we make it more difficult?
Wonderful. Yes. Could you now read the verse by Alexander Pushkin?
We're free, proud birds. It is time for the friends to fly to the white of the rock in a haze, to fly to the blue of the sea and the sky, where evenly dwell only tempests and I.
Correct. You coped with that one. Well, we've checked your ability to memorize text. What about your math memory and, accordingly, calculation skills? Are you good at math?
I'm good at math. I do mental arithmetic and love various logic problems.
Let's check if Maxim is really comfortable with math. To this end, the experts have made 5 plates with math problems. Each plate is hanging on a dummy. The dummies are arranged at random. Maxim is to solve all the problems and memorize the answer and the position of the plate among the dummies. It sounds far from simple. However, Maxim thinks that he can fulfill this task quicker than the previous one.
I think 3.5 minutes will be enough.
3 minutes.
And a half.
Yes.
Fine. We'll give you 3.5 minutes. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go on.
You must keep in mind that to solve each of the problems, Maxim will have to do several calculations in a row and remember the results. The answers may be 2-digit or 4-digit. This 10-year-old boy has to memorize all these results together with the position and appearance of the relevant dummy. And all that in no more than 3.5 minutes. Has Maxim overestimated his abilities?
I'm ready.
Time's up.
Well, okay. Could you please remember the results you got? Solving the problem on the first dummy to your right.
Oh, 41.
Correct. Well done. What result did you get on the second dummy to your left?
Do you mean this side? 2,189.
Yes. Yes, well done. Perfect. That's right.
Fine. What about the problem on the third dummy to your left?
$81.
And the third to your right?
81. There are 5 of them.
Good job.
Fine. The problem on the dummy, the second dummy to your right?
484.
Not clear.
Take a second look.
On my right, it's from over there towards here, yes. 484.
Maxim's imperturbability and self-confidence is amazing. And he's right. In the calculations, which lie on the expert's table there, is an unfortunate error, and nobody noticed it in preparing for the test.
Yes, there's a mistake here, and you're right. I'd like to shake your hand, but I'll do it later. It happens to be that we misguided you, involuntarily, but you didn't buy that, and that's amazing. That's the only thing I can say. Yes, good job. Well done. Things didn't go according to plan, but that was great.
Not only did Maxim accomplish all the tests, but he also showed self-control and nerves of steel, which is not common for a child. Well, let's move on to our next participant.
Hello, everyone. My name is Adam Sosmakov. I'm 11, and I'm from Moscow. I'm really keen on math. Maybe I'll teach it one day. In fact, I would like to solve some problems of the millennium or other.
The more difficult your goal is, the more interesting it seems to attain it. That's what the 11-year-old prodigy thinks. Despite his young age, Adam decided long ago that his life would be connected with math, the science, which has attracted him since his early childhood.
I liked all that. The fact that you need to think it all over, all those calculations, and various interesting rules and formulas.
Probably that's because Adam is always busy calculating something. He counts the steps he walks up or down, the parts his robot consists of, various objects he sees around. His love of arithmetic was so strong that 18 months ago, his grandmother took him to mental arithmetic classes. That's where the boy's math abilities developed to their fullest extent. Today, Adam not only does complex math operations in his head, he's a recognized champion in this sphere.
Last year, I took part in the Math Olympics. In the spring, I took first place in Moscow. When they started announcing the winners, the second and third places, I had already lost any hope. And when they said I had won one of the first places, I was really astonished, Then in November, I took part in the Math Olympics in Russia and the CIS. I came in third. Then in December, we went to the Olympics, the International Olympics in the RSA. Several guys and I took part in it from Russia. I became the champion, which is even better than first place.
However, Adam is not resting on his laurels. He strives for all-around development. Among his hobbies are robotics, music classes, programming, and foreign languages. He's been studying English, French, and Spanish for several years already. And not only these languages.
2 years ago, I started studying Chinese. I know it quite well already. For example, if I go to China, I'll be able to orient myself, to find out where a shop or a railway station is, how to get there.
Now we'll see how Adam will cope with the difficult task, which the experts of our program have prepared for him.
Hello.
Hello, Adam. What abilities are you going to show us?
I would like to show you my mental skills and my foreign language skills.
We'll now give you several math problems. You'll see them on the screen, and we'll see how much time it will take you to solve these problems. When the problems appear on the screen, I'll start the timer. Are you ready?
Yes.
Go on.
First, Adam is to quickly and of course correctly multiply 2-digit and 3-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers.
522.
Uh-huh.
1,818.
Uh-huh.
2,193.
I wonder where this little pause comes from. The previous task didn't pose any difficulty to Adam at all. Is our prodigy nervous?
4,434. 5,868.
Okay, the first multiplication problems have been solved without any mistake. With some hesitation, though, let's see how Adam will manage the next task, high-speed arithmetical division.
53. 56. 76. 464.
Well, that's enough. I noted down that it took you 38 seconds to multiply 739 by 6, but you spent 10 to 12 seconds on the rest. Why did this problem take you so long?
I got confused in the first order.
Still, Adam hasn't made any mistakes yet, but will the 11-year-old math fan continue like this? Right now, the task will become more difficult. Adam will divide 4 and 5-digit numbers by 1-digit numbers. However, that's not all. Adam will have to give the answers not in Russian, but in Chinese.
Leo T will help us. Come here, please. She'll check the Chinese language. So we won't know what you pronounce, and Leo T will later tell us if you have said it correctly. Now you have to solve 8 problems, and after you do it, you give the result in Chinese. Leo T will put a check mark and tell us if there are any mistakes. I'll start the timer now. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Go on.
3070。9减263。5减214。
Let me remind you that Adam speaks English, French, and Spanish as well. Despite the fact that he has been studying Chinese for only 2 years so far, the experts think that for this gifted boy with good math and foreign language abilities, pronunciation of numerals in Chinese will be the best challenge. We'll now find out to what extent he coped with the calculations and how good his Chinese is.
Well, what will Leo T tell us?
He's clever, but the first is... You'll say it like 3010. 1000, yes, but 1070.
Do you mean that he didn't pronounce it correctly? So you can't say,
No, I guess he didn't read it correctly.
In Chinese numerals, there are some specific features. First, they are not inflected for person or case. Second, there are some pronunciation characteristics. For example, the 2-digit number 11 in Chinese will be pronounced as 10 and 1. Besides that, all units after 99 have their own additional words, which were learned separately. So, for numbers from 10,000 to 100,000, you add the character wan, which means 10,000. For example, the number 80,888 in translation from Chinese will sound like 8 times 10,000, 8 hundreds, 8 tens, 8. In the Chinese language, there are also special rules for 2s and 0s. Depending on their number and the position in the numeral, they will be written and read differently. So correct translations of the Chinese numbers, especially such big numbers, is not at all simple. But still, it took Adam 5 minutes and 50 seconds to solve the problems and translate his answers. Wonderful. Liao Tai found 4 mistakes. However, she failed to explain if these mistakes were the result of incorrect calculations or translation. To avoid any doubt, our experts decide to estimate how fluent Adam's Chinese is.
You answer in Chinese and you try to translate. Can we do it this way? And I'll try to understand it. What do you like to do in your free time?
我喜欢看书。
He likes to read.
To read?
Yes.
Well, that's a very good pastime. Do you consider Chinese difficult? Compared with English, for example? I think you study English as well.
汉语比英语 不和难。
Chinese is more difficult than English.
For sure. You have very good pronunciation. Or does it only seem so? That's a question for Leo Tai. I think he uses the intonation. He has almost mastered the tone patterns.
Well, I think it's good. The intonation and pronunciation, right?
Good pronunciation. That's what I'm talking about. His intonation is interesting. But I feel it was very interesting and difficult for you to win, yes?
Yes, yes.
Adam, well, that's the end of all the tests for you. That was really exciting for us. You're really good. You passed. All in all these serious tests and the use of language, the translation of all these math problems, that was really difficult. Yes, usually it's done by professional translators, I guess. So that was really well done. We're really excited and we hope that all these skills you are now acquiring as a child will be of great help to you in your adult life. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So on the one hand, 11-year-old Adam made mistakes. On the other hand, he demonstrated very good results in solving difficult math problems in his head. Even in the final test, which was truly difficult. A bit later, we'll learn what the experts think of it. And now welcome our third participant, Sarah Osabaeva.
Hello, my name is Sarah. I'm 13 and I'm from Moscow.
Bibisara, or Sarah, is a Russian professional chess player and 5-time world champion. She started her career at the age of 6, and the next year she won her first championship and was the youngest chess player in the world to become a female FIDE master. Now, Sarah has the title of FIDE master, which is much more prestigious. However, Sarah has so many sports awards and titles that sometimes she can't even remember the exact number.
Well, I counted them once. I have about 13 cups now. Yes, medals as well. There are more of them. Well, I guess about 20.
And there will be more, as Sarah is determined to go on. Otherwise, she won't be able to reach her cherished dream.
At the end of this year, I want to become Grandmaster.
Having become a recognized chess player before she turned 15, Sarah wants to beat a record set by Hungarian chess player Judit Polgar. In 1991, Judit managed to become Grandmaster at the age of 15 years, 4 months and 28 days. So far, this record remains unbeatable. However, Sarah is sure that she can make it. And this will bring her even closer to the image of an ideal chess player, which she herself describes as follows.
I think that an ideal chess player must be hardworking, talented, concentrated during the game, and willing to win. Well, I'm talented, hardworking, and I'm willing to win. And as for concentration, you have to stay concentrated through the whole game.
Okay, we'll now find out how developed her stamina is and how willing Sarah is to win. Sarah is going to have 2 blitz tournaments with really strong competitors, 2 adult grandmasters. The first game, Sarah will play against experienced and distinguished chess player Galina Strodinskaya. She's an international woman grandmaster, 3 times world champion, 2 times women's European individual chess champion, and international FIDE arbiter. The difference between blitz, or fast chess, and regular chess is that each player has 10 to 15 seconds for a move. The game doesn't last longer than 10 minutes. These constraints make the player use quite aggressive strategies and, of course, think quickly. Congratulations, Sarah has won this game.
Yes, Sarah won. My flag fell first. But to tell you the truth, my position was bad already. I nearly lost. The thing is not that the time was up, Sarah just won. Well, I sacrificed a pawn in the middle spiel. That was not wise of me, and I lost.
I'd like to ask you the following question. On what level does she play? Master, Grandmaster, on the adult level? Or what is it called in chess?
Well, you know, last year she participated in the Men's European Championship in Minsk and beat many men. She just doesn't want to qualify. I think she meets all the requirements, at least for the title of Women's International. Grandmaster.
That was really a flattering review. But let's see what the second adversary, Ernesto and Arkiv, will say. International Grandmaster European Individual Chess Champion, 2016, and a real master of blitz.
Hello.
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 Hello. Hello.
For any female chess player, even talented and distinguished, to play chess against a man, especially an international grandmaster, is a real challenge. Only a few professional women chess players participate in men's chess tournaments. And according to FIDE, they win very rarely. Well, Sarah was fighting like a lion. But in this nerve-wracking blitz, Ernesto in Arkiv secured a victory. Well, ask the Grandmaster what he thinks of his young adversary.
Well, Ernesto, what do you say?
This was really tense. You may have noticed that during the first several minutes, that was an equal fight. Well, in general, I'd like to say that despite her young age, Bibi Sara is already an internationally recognized player. And the fact that the game was tense, I had to make a lot of difficult moves. This emphasizes that her status, yes, her achievements, not just figures. I see it on the chessboard, and I enjoyed this game. I wish you every success.
Thank you.
And the highest achievements.
But I feel it was very interesting and difficult for you to win, yes?
Yes, you know it's always exciting when the game is interesting, when there's something to think of. I mean, when you don't waste your time and the game was really noteworthy.
Despite the fact that Sarah demonstrated a very high skill level fighting against two strong adversaries, the experts are not ready to come to any conclusion. They've made another challenge for Sarah and have suggested that she play blindfolded chess with one of the experts.
Sarah will now determine who has white or black. Go on.
Alexander Prokofiev will be standing in front of the chessboard and see the pieces, while the young chess player will stay at the table with Victoria and Svetlana. They will try to distract Sarah by talking about various subjects. We'll see if our participant loses her self-control.
Sarah, I need to ask you a question. What is your date of birth?
C4.
You killed my pawn, right?
Yes.
I was born on the 26th of February, 2004. Knight to F3.
At what age did you see chess for the first time?
When I was small, 3 years old, and I saw my grandfather play with my brother, or when he was playing chess with my brother.
Knight to F6.
I started playing chess when I was 4, when I saw Kirsten Nikolaevich, the current president of FIDE, awarding Alexandra Kostyniuk. I wanted to have the same crown, and I started playing chess. E3.
Knight to E4 then.
Bishop captures C4.
Bishop captures c4.
What attracts you in chess?
I love the game itself. Victory is not the most important thing. I like the very achievement. If you play well, the result won't be long in coming.
So, over the course of the unhurried talks and having no chance to see the board, Sarah checked Alexander for the first time after 5 moves, then again and again, and very soon she easily ended the game.
Queen to g6, mate.
Wow, indeed.
Well done.
We did our best to distract her.
You did do your best.
We didn't do it very well. Yes, we tried.
13-year-old Sarah has shown herself to be a really talented chess player. Not only did she make 2 adult grandmasters feel uneasy at the board, but she also easily did away with our expert, winning in just a few minutes. Okay, we saw what Prodigies Maxim Sarukanov, Adam Sosmakov, and Sarah Asabaeva are. All 3 of them showed different qualities, but coped with all the trials with flying colors. What will our jury decide? Who will be recognized as the most talented and sent to further scientific examination? We'll find out right now.
Starting with the first participant, I liked Maxim. You know, he showed the ability to work with his memory. Memorize all these verses. It took him 5 minutes to do it. I tried to memorize something as well, but I could reproduce only 1 in 4. He amazed me with his behavior and how he comported himself on the stage. He's a self-confident boy. He really stands out from his peers in his ability to work with his memory.
We know that many children struggle with memorizing. So everything that Maxim showed us, in fact, on the one hand, means that he has really overcome something inside. As for all other kids, it's difficult. While for him, it turned out to be not that difficult. I'd say that's emotional giftedness, emotional intelligence, even social giftedness. I really believe in Maxim. I believe he'll achieve something in his life. He's a person of integrity and a determined person.
Next was Adam. He tried to demonstrate his arithmetic skills, but didn't manage to the full extent, so to speak. His skills are various, arithmetic and foreign language skills. They got entwined, and so maybe it's difficult for us to estimate them. Nevertheless, he stands out from his peers anyway.
Here, we definitely saw some difficulties, so to speak. I'd also like to support him. Maybe they were the result of some tension. Yes, on the other hand, his reasoning is firm and somewhat mature. Adam was a bit unlucky. Maybe he's more susceptible to fatigue. Maybe he failed to pull himself together. But he's a very interesting boy. He's interesting because he demonstrated his position, not to give up. He felt that he wasn't able to cope with pressure, but he still didn't give up. Well, of course, Sarah was a special case. I mean that there is a lot of gifted children. I've seen many of them in practice, and their main problem is achievement. Most gifted children don't realize their potential.
In fact, we can't compare her to the rest. She's a person from another sphere, from some other reality. Maxim, Adam, and Sarah, they're all from different spheres. But Sarah didn't just surprise me, she amazed me. I have never seen such mature children. I mean, that Sarah is a mature chess player. I can't say who's the best of them, and I don't think it's possible.
It seems the discussion has come to a deadlock. The objective assessment of the participants' abilities is hard as never before.
The children are not only of different ages, they are different in terms of their personality, talent, and giftedness. They are absolutely different, and we wouldn't like to compare them. Each of them deserves a separate analysis and separate story. We discussed it and decided there wouldn't be any winner or any scientific examination as it happened, so that each child has demonstrated their abilities to the full extent today.
I agree with your opinion, and I don't see any need to carry out a special examination. So the children showed us their giftedness. Right, the only thing left for us to do is
Yes.
just to recognize this fact.
Yes. As for some special examination, that would be necessary if we hadn't found obvious signs of giftedness. Maybe in that case, we would have to focus on someone and say that, in fact, the child could have some achievements in some other spheres, as... Well, I think we'll hear of Sarah, hear of her, and watch the development of her career. We'll follow her life without any effort on our part. Maybe we'll hear of Maxim and Adam as well. It's hard to say. Well, all in all, I'm really excited to see what will happen to them. You're right there.
Well, the end of the program proved unexpected for everyone. For the first time in the program's history, the experts have decided that none of the participants need further examination. Moreover, the abilities of each of them have been recognized and estimated separately. Well, maybe in this case, this is the only possible solution. The participants of our program have once again confirmed a notion that has long been known in psychology and pedagogy. It's impossible to measure the talent of a gifted child through traditional means.